Clara bounced on the balls of her feet, excitement bubbling in her chest. Her new apartment was everything she'd ever wanted. Sunlight streamed through the large windows, illuminating the hardwood floors. It was perfect, a place to finally be on her own. "Are you sure about this place?" Her friend Emily frowned, her gaze sweeping across the empty room. "It seems kind of off." "Don't be silly," Clara laughed, dismissing Emily's concern. "It's just old, that's all." Mark, Clara's other friend, nodded in agreement with Emily. "Yeah, Clara, maybe we should check it out online, just in case." Clara waved a dismissive hand. She was determined to make this apartment her own, despite her friend's apprehension. Little did she know their worries were not unfounded. The first few nights were blissfully quiet. Clara reveled in the silence, enjoying the peace she had craved. Then, the whispers began. At first they were faint, almost indistinguishable from the rustling of leaves outside her window, but night after night they grew louder, more insistent. They seemed to slither from the very walls, weaving themselves into Clara's dreams. Clara lay awake, her heart pounding in her chest. She strained to hear, to make sense of the hushed voices that seemed to murmur her name. Fear, cold and sharp, began to prickle at the edges of her courage. Desperate for answers, Clara decided to record the whispers. She placed her phone on her nightstand. Its microphone pointed towards the wall where the whispers seemed to originate. That night, the whispers were clearer than ever. They spoke of betrayal, of a love gone wrong, of a life stolen too soon. Clara listened, her blood turning to ice in her veins. As she listened to the recording the next day, she noticed a soft thud in the background, like something heavy hitting the floor. Investigating, she found a loose floorboard in the corner of her bedroom. Beneath it lay a small, leather-bound journal. Secrets revealed. The journal belonged to a woman named Amelia, who had lived in the apartment nearly a century ago. Amelia wrote of her love for a man named Edward, a man who had promised her the world. As Clara delved deeper into the journal, a horrifying truth began to unfold. Edward had been unfaithful, his betrayal cutting Amelia deeply. Consumed by grief and rage, Amelia had taken her own life within the very walls of the apartment. Clara's hands trembled as she read the final entry, Amelia's words scrawled in a desperate hand. "At the hour of 3, when the veil is thinnest, I shall have my revenge. He will see what he has done. He will see my face." Face to face. The clock on Clara's nightstand blinked, the red numbers glowing ominously in the darkness. 2:59 a.m. A cold sweat clung to her skin as she remembered Amelia's words. The air grew heavy, charged with an unseen energy. Suddenly the room was filled with an unearthly chill. Clara's gaze was drawn to the antique mirror hanging on her wall. The reflection staring back at her was not her own. A woman with hollow eyes and a grief-stricken face stared out from the mirror. Her lips curled into a chilling smile, her eyes locking onto Clara's with a terrifying intensity. It was Amelia, her spectral face contorted with rage and despair. "No!" Clara screamed, scrambling back from the horrifying sight. The mirror remained, the reflection gone as quickly as it had appeared. Clara didn't need to see more. Amelia's presence lingered, a chilling reminder of the apartment's dark past. Clara fled the apartment that night, leaving behind her belongings and the chilling whispers that continued to echo through the empty rooms. The apartment remained vacant, its dark history whispering through the walls. Neighbors would sometimes speak of faint sounds late at night, whispers carried on the wind, forever bound to the tragic tale of Amelia and her broken heart.